Back already. I am back already, people. How we doing out there? I know this is an odd time. Tuesday at 12 p.m. Just bear with me. Just bear with me. All right. Sean in the building. Sibby Red. Ashley in the building. ABQ. Man. People, now look. I know this might seem petty. It is. I'll admit I'm being petty right now. So, I'll take full responsibility for this. The entire army has fallen asleep. It's about 3 a.m. And I woke up by myself to launch an attack on the enemy. Solo. Okay? But I had to do this. Callie in the building. I had to do this. Yes, this is a totally unnecessary ambush on the enemies. And you know what? They deserve it. They deserve it for always putting emphasis on how attractive these things are. That is so offensive to me. It's so annoying. And the only reason they go overboard about how beautiful and lovely dogs are is because they know dogs are ugly. They do it because they know dogs are ugly. Right? JD in the house. K9 critic in the building. People, you know how people will try to talk something into existence? Even though there's nothing in reality to confirm what they're saying. That is this dog nut culture. Right? And I know I've talked about this before, but I want to sort of venture into new territory. New territory, because this is pretty crazy. People, y'all know how I feel about these ugly mutants. Dogs are uncomfortably ugly. Uncomfortably. Like when you see dogs, what you want to do is you want to get them out of your sight. You want to look at something else. These things are so ugly, they literally gross you out. I'm quite sure they could cause nausea. Just the mere sight of these things can cause nausea. They're that hideous. I know what people say. They say that it's all opinion. I beg to differ. Like I said, some things are irrefutably ugly. Now, let's get into it. Let us get into it.
Shop Target deals.
Wait a minute. Sorry about that. Now, apologies up front. I try not to show dogs that much, but I'm going to have to reflect on the way these things look. It's going to be rough. Bear with me. Now, what I don't like is how humans throw their own standards out of the window when it comes for dogs, right? We talked about this many times. How dogs do things where if humans were to do them, we would not get a pass. Only dogs get a pass. People, the standards of beauty is no different. No different. Now, keep in mind, this is not just the opinion of or the opinions of some random person. These responses, people's opinion on what makes a person attractive, this came from a multitude of people. Right? They asked many people, and this is what they got. The ugly features that will get you booted off the beautiful people dating site. Now, many of you, I know you've heard of that website. I think it's called Beautiful People. It's a dating website. And you have to be judged. You have to submit a photo of your face. And that photo is judged by the current members. And they decide whether or not you are a beautiful person. And if you're not allowed on the website. I heard they rejected over 8 million people. And they don't even have 1 million members. It's that serious. They're that serious about you having to be a beautiful person. All right, shout out to Ashar in the house. They're very serious, and they have this standard. Now, these are the ugliest features according to women. Okay, so this is applying to men from women. They have bad mouth, too small of a mouth. Now, I never even heard of that one. People being ridiculed or because they got a small mouth. That's a new one for me. They say no lips or poor teeth. Obese, overweight, too short. But what I want to focus on here is bad skin. Bad skin. Now that's sort of sort of vague, right? Bear with me. Also, ungroomed facial or body hair. Now, we see that all the time, right? We'll look into that too. Crooked, large, or otherwise ugly nose. Okay. Dirty or long nails, or both. Okay, now that's from women. This is according to women. Now, according to men, they go with obese, overweight, eyes are too far apart or too close together, or wonky, whatever that means. Look at this. Big, unsightly nose and bad skin. Now, what is this about bad skin? What are they talking about? What makes skin bad? Well, if you know anything about traits of beauty, you know that women focus primarily on not generating wrinkles. Wrinkles are the enemy. Not just wrinkles, sagging or loose skin. Okay, and this is with all due respect to my elders out there. Look, I am going to develop wrinkles someday as well. I'm not trying to ridicule the older crowd out there whatsoever. But when I develop wrinkles, I'm going to admit that my handsomeness has regressed. It's just something that we have to accept. And there are millions of dollars spent on cosmetic surgery, on different remedies, all designed to reduce or eliminate sagging skin and wrinkles. People, that's the hallmark of mutts. This is from the medical clinic. It's titled Beautiful Skin Qualities. And number 4, they have firmness. It says the development of sagging or loose skin is one of the most common signs of aging. Right? Wrinkles, saggy, droopy skin is a sign of aging. That is the enemy when your goal is to be attractive, beautiful in the eyes of a human. They say, unfortunately, our skin naturally loses its firmness over time. Huh? This look like firm skin to you? Even with the dogs that are not that mutated, they still have sagging, droopy skin and a whole bunch of ugly wrinkles. These things are the very definition of ugly. Look at this. Over time, but this process can be accelerated by damage from UV rays and dehydration. Like most features of beautiful skin, firmness can be maintained by protecting your skin from the sun and using moisturizers. This is such a constant throughout every article about beautiful faces and beautiful skin. Okay? They've already mentioned it 4 times just in this one paragraph. Maintained by protecting your skin from the sun and moisturizing. Giving skin cells what they need to function properly goes a long way towards maintaining firmer skin. Here you go again. Listen. Laser skin tightening Toronto also helps firmness greatly. Everything is about the firmness of the skin. Everything is about avoiding wrinkles. No wrinkles. Wrinkles are the enemy. People, when it comes to dogs, not only is their ugly, nasty face riddled with wrinkles, but they have multi-dimensional wrinkles. In other words, their wrinkles, they point in many directions. They travel several different paths. This mutt got wrinkles going this way on the very top of its head. Then in the middle, there's some vertical wrinkles. Then there's wrinkles all above the eye. There are not only wrinkles all throughout these mutants' faces, but their mouth is literally sagging. You don't see this with other animals, people. Dogs carry the very definition of unattractiveness in so many ways. There is no way we can continue to ignore the textbook definition of ugly, and that title is held exclusively, singularly, by mutts. Now, I Googled causes of lost beauty, and these are the results, the first results I got. Immediately, again, I Googled causes of lost beauty. Google translated that into skin. It's all about keeping firm skin. These are the immediate results. Go ahead and Google it. The effects of aging on the skin. The loss of the elastic tissue. They're talking about wrinkles, people. Skin elasticity. Once again, they're talking about wrinkles. So why do we ignore wrinkles when it comes to these ugly, nasty, wrinkled face, wrinkle-bodied mutants? Not only do these things have wrinkles everywhere, look at the skin around its neck, all over its body. Disgusting. Look at how the ears sag, right? Saggy skin is seen as unattractive. Now, it's a loss of beauty when it comes to human beings. I won't say that the humans are ugly. It's a loss of that rich beauty. Many older people still look attractive. It's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is a bunch of wrinkles only serves to reduce your level of attractiveness. That's all it does. So why do we ignore this when it comes to dogs? No more. No more. No more. The buck stops here. Dog nuts, I want you all to know that these are the last days. We are in the last days for you. Your time is here. And we are going to bring out the truth. We are here to usher in a new world. And this new world is going to be based on truth. Okay, that's just the way that is. Shout out to Eric E. Rob Robertson. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will do exactly that. People, this is horrible. Horrible. As if the dog lovers didn't look bad enough already. This makes it even worse. Yes. Okay, do your research. 8 ways to maintain a youthful appearance. Once again, they go, look, this is number 1. Immediately, they start talking about wrinkles. Okay. UV rays break down the elastin in your skin, causing a saggy. They're not playing. Let's increase the size there. Causing a saggy and dull appearance. Wrinkles, age spots, uneven skin tone, and more. Uneven skin spots is another common trait with dogs. They have all kinds of color patches, especially on the front of their nasty nose where they lick all the time. And you can see that they're losing hair on their nose because they lick it so much. I mean, it is the textbook definition of ugly. Why do they get a pass when it comes for dogs? No more. No more. Now, as many of you know, I'm a fan of mixed martial arts. Let me see. Felicia. Okay. I'm a fan of martial arts, and I want to show you the photo that inspired this live stream. With all due respect, I have to show this. And when I saw this photo, I thought to myself, I said, why? Why? Why is it so acceptable to call a dog attractive, to compliment the appearance of a dog in any way at all? Yeah, let me show you this. Let me show y'all this photo, and you will see exactly why I was inspired. Look at this. I scroll down and I run into this. People, you got sagginess, tongues. Look like somebody placed these things in an oven and they started to melt. Everything sags. Even the bottom of their eyelids sag off their skull. Here you can see where these mutants lick all the fur off their snout. Uneven skin tone. Patches galore. These things are the textbook definition of ugly and unattractiveness according to our own standards. Ears sagging. Unnecessary wrinkles just all over their faces. Again, people, you don't see that. You don't see that with real animals, with natural animals. Natural animals have smooth skin. They don't look like a genetic mistake. That's exactly what dogs look like. Now, in that article, 8 ways to maintain a youthful appearance, they also include this. Drink plenty of water. It says dehydration can quickly cause your skin to look dry and dull, emphasizing wrinkles and aging. Wrinkles is the enemy. Enemy. It says get some sleep. And at the end, it points out, use this time to your advantage. This is when you should be using age-defying actives. What is that? actives, age-defying actives such as retinoids and beta hydroxy, blah, blah, blah. Wrinkle erasers. These chemicals or whatever they are, they refer to them as wrinkle erasers. Article after article after article. 8 proven ways to prevent wrinkles. Wrinkles is the enemy, enemy, enemy. So why are we giving these ugly, wrinkled, saggy-faced, disgusting, despicable, repugnant looking eyesores a pass? No more. No more. No more. Literally, no other animal looks offensive. No other animal looks offensive. Dogs look offensive. They are an absolute abomination to the eyes. Even animals that are considered unattractive, they don't have sagging, wrinkled skin. A hippopotamus is not only probably the most dangerous land animal, one of the most dangerous and deadly land animals. These things are known for being unattractive. Not compared to dogs. Not compared to dogs, people. Welcome. Yeah, we're going to talk some truth today. We're going to talk some truth on this stream. Have y'all noticed that? You look at the mouth of any natural animal. Look at, why do rabbits look so much like kangaroos? Here's a rabbit, here's a kangaroo. What you notice is there are no stupid, unnecessary wrinkles. They don't look like they've been placed in an oven, like they're starting to melt, like dogs look. What an emphasis on the fact that they're mutants. These creatures, they don't conceal their mutations or their mutated state of existence. They wear it like a badge of honor. It's all over them. You literally cannot miss. These things are ugly. Absolutely ugly. They have so many wrinkles and folds and areas of sagging skin. You know immediately that it's unnecessary, that it serves absolutely no purpose other than to make this thing look ugly. I mean, when you look at the amount of wrinkles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they're just unnecessary. Absolutely unnecessary. And these people have been so bold that they prance around social media calling these things attractive. Textbook definition of ugly. And listen, I'm not just picking on the ugliest dogs out there. No, no, no. No. Even if you get the dogs that are seen as acceptable, because no dog is cute. Dogs simply are not cute. Now, you could probably call puppies or whatever, but cute is a wrong definition for a dog. But even with this dog, people, notice its mouth is sagging off of its skull. You could literally lift up its sagging skin to see its teeth. No, these things are ugly, ugly mutants. No matter what type of mutt you're looking at. And other animals, simply put, don't look deformed like that. These things clearly look. You know what makes dogs look even more deformed? You know what makes them look even more deformed? Look at this. Spots, uneven skin all over the place. We hold to a standard when it comes to beauty among humans. You're not going to tell me the same standards don't apply to animals. Yes, they do. If it's unattractive on a human, it's unattractive on an animal. And these things have skin that hang profusely. What type of organism has a bottom lip that hangs and sags off of the skull? That's unnecessary ugliness, people. This is ugly on steroids. Ugly on steroids. Again, this is why they bend over backwards to compliment the appearance of dogs. They're trying to brainwash you the same way that they have been brainwashed. People, dogs are nothing but an accumulation of genetic waste. Think about that. When you look at even another canine, even other canines don't have a saggy face like that. Right? This is a wolf. It doesn't look like it's been sat in an oven. It doesn't look like it's melting. Its fur looks appropriate. It looks natural. Literally nothing is as ugly as a flippin' mutt. And as I talked about in the members area, these dog lovers really get off on how ugly these things are. I believe they look at the ugliness of dogs as a source of amusement. Have anybody else noticed that? A source of amusement. That is exactly why, as a matter of fact, let's check out this video. Okay, this is a video that I shared in the members area, and I want to briefly touch on it here. Maybe some of you have already seen this, but bear with me. Okay, because we're going to set the record straight. I'm tired of hearing these people talk about how cute, beautiful, and so forth the dogs are. That could not be any further from the truth. Now, this is a contest carried out by these dog nuts called Meet the Ugliest Dogs in the World. They literally get off on how ugly these things are. They get off on the variety of mutations that dogs have. That's all this is. Look at this. One of the traits of ugliness that was on one of these lists is wild or ungroomed, unkept hair. I think I read it on this live stream. Ungroomed hair. That is dogs. Specifically, that is these dogs. These hairy mutants. These are the most mutated of all dogs. And they view those dogs as exotic. Even though, as we all know, because of the dog's mutations, all these mutations, their quality of life has been reduced. They have joint pain, all kind of hip problems. What is that? Hip dysplasia, arthritis. They go blind from the hair getting in their eyes. They catch yeast infection in their folds, in the wrinkles of their skin. This is fact. You can look this up. They get all kinds of bacteria and germs caught in between their wrinkles, and it causes infections in them. And as I pointed out in the members area, this is nothing but dog lovers getting off on the variety of mutations. They think it's neat, the many ways that dogs have mutated. And they don't care if the quality of life for these things has been reduced. They view dogs as a source of amusement. So these people know, they know full well that dogs are ugly. They're ugly, people. And again, you notice no other animal has so many variations. There are many dogs that, you don't even know is an actual dog. Yes, it's pretty undeniable at this point. All right, let me go back to my PowerPoint. We can keep it moving here. Yes. Yeah, that's very appropriate. The vomit, your emojis are very, very appropriate. Why? Why? Yes. Yes. People are desperate for attention. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Four-legged, this is exactly what I said. I said it's a crime to breed these creatures when you know that they have deformities and a reduced quality of life. That's very, very inhumane. Why would you continue to breed something that you know is suffering throughout the entire duration of its life? Once an animal becomes so mutated, it becomes obvious and very overt. You mean to tell me they have not decided to stop breeding any of these mutants? No, they have not. Dogs, again, are the textbook definition of ugly. We hold ourselves to a certain standard. We have a list of criteria. And look, you dog nuts, you want to project dogs as humans so much. We're going to have to apply the same standards of beauty to dogs that we apply to humans. Don't try to have it both ways. You're a dog mom, you're a dog dad, you got fur babies. You humanize dogs as much as possible, in many ways more so than humans are humanized. So you're going to have to hold this L as well. You're going to have to hold this. We're going to apply the same standards of beauty to dogs that we apply to humans. And these things are hideous. They are an eyesore. They are the ugliest organisms in existence, period, on this planet and on any other. I don't even need to see the animals on other planets. None of them are going to top dogs. Absolutely none of them. This is an irrefutable fact. Because not only do dogs, not only are they so much uglier than other animals, even if you don't compare them to any other animal, dogs are ugly. They scream ugliness. And I'm truly turned off. I can't trust people who refer to dogs as beautiful, as attractive creatures. I can't trust them. If you can't be honest about that, something that's so obviously ugly, why should I trust you to be honest about anything? About anything. I mean, what in the world? Why? This is unnecessary ugliness. I mean, other animals, you really can't even call them ugly. They're not even kind of ugly. A hippo, it looks odd. It's probably the most unattractive, but even a hippo next to a dog, a hippo looks quite natural. A hippo looks attractive compared to a dog. 100%. So don't let these dog lovers fool you. Don't let them, blind you to reality with their rhetoric. They get off on referring to dogs as attractive, beautiful, handsome, and all of this. Listen, whenever you can, hit them with the facts. Hit them with the standards of beauty that we abide by as human beings. And you tell them that the dogs are going to have to meet these standards of beauty before you can accept the idea that they are attractive. They simply are not. They are not, and they never will be. Right? You want an attractive animal or attractive pet. A dog is not an option. Simply isn't. So I just wanted to put their ugliness on blast, bring some attention. And more than anything, people, this exposes how deep they're brainwashed. Think about it. The standards of beauty that we hold humans up to, sagging skin, loose skin, that's just ugly. Flat out, it's ugly. No matter what creature it's on, it's ugly. Any creature that has skin will look its most attractive if that skin is firm. And the fact that they call dogs beautiful, handsome, attractive, people, that is a reflection of how brainwashed they are. You have to be deeply brainwashed to totally forget about your own standards of beauty when you deal with dogs and then proceed to call dogs beautiful, handsome, attractive, so on and so forth. As if we needed more proof. This is even more proof that these people are utterly brainwashed. Utterly brainwashed. They would not gawk and salivate, pun intended, over the appearance of a human with this many wrinkles, folds, sagging skin. And as I said on a different video, it's bad enough that these things are so ugly. You may on top of that, these things slobber, they drool. Got this nasty snout with the color and hair missing because they always lick. Textbook definition of ugly. And the fact that these people have made it a part of their culture, to call these things, refer to them as attractive, further proves that they are very, very brainwashed. Very much brainwashed. And worst of all, they're intimate with these ugly things. And when I say intimate, I'm talking about kissing, the rubbing, laying in the bed, and all of that. Not only do they accept the ugliness of dogs, they become intimate with dogs. And to me, that further proves how brainwashed these dog lovers actually are. Incredible, incredible stuff. Right? So I'm in the heart of dog nuttery here in Ohio. I really am. This is a map of the top cities for USPS dog attacks. And as you can see, Ohio is probably more covered than any other state. Right? I'm at the heart of it all. Let me segue into something real quick I just want to touch on real quick. Because I had a few people sort of ask me about what do I think about cats' impact on the ecosystem. Now, I talked about this. I touched on this before. And like I said, it's not really an issue with me. But I have a question for the people who question the presence of cats. And I'm not saying that cats belong here. Cats, there are cats that are natural to North America, but the house domesticated cat did not originate here. And people point out how they have a negative impact on the ecosystem, how they unnecessarily prey on certain animals, animals that are really originally there for the natural predators that are there. It just seemed like a very, very difficult argument to put up, in my opinion. And plus, it just don't bother me. But I have a question. This is just curiosity. What about the animals that humans have driven into extinction and continue to drive into extinction? Look at all the animals that humans have driven into extinction by building so many cities here in the United States, by polluting the atmosphere. Should we just pack up and leave? Should we say to ourselves, oh, you know, we have a negative impact on the ecosystem. You know, we need to get out of here. We need to live closer to nature. You know, where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line? Humans have driven nearly 600 plant species into extinction since 1750. Humans currently are driving 1 million species into extinction. Should we commit suicide to stop ourselves from doing this? The prey animals in the United States that are killed by cats, some argue, well, that's food that should go to the natural predators of this land. My thing is, the natural predators have been driven away. Right? We kill them off. We drive them away. You know, the mountain lions, the bobcats, all the natural predators of North America. Well, we start building cities and doing all this, building houses and communities. We drive them away. But the prey animals are likely to stay. The mice, the rabbits, the squirrels. So to an extent, domesticated cats function like a replacement predator. Now, I'm not an expert on this. I could be wrong. You know, I'm sure there's a bunch of science behind it all. But right now, that's what it seems like to me. That domesticated cats are really just replacement predators that primarily prey on the animals that the other natural predators would have preyed on. So I'm not quite sure about how much of an impact these things have on our ecosystem. How many species have gone extinct in the United States? Scientists estimate that 539 species have gone extinct in the United States. And look, humans outdo cats when it comes to driving other animals or, driving anything into extinction. Let me look it up here. So that I know it. Okay. It says cats have contributed to the extinction of 63 species of birds. Yep. You heard that right, people. You heard that right. Here, let me give you a screenshot. Outdoor domestic cats are recognized threat to global biodiversity. Cats have contributed to the extinction of 63 species of birds, mammals, and reptiles. So this is birds, mammals, this is everything. Only 63. And humans, we've already driven 539 species into extinction. And we're in the process of driving 1 million into extinction. Should humans just commit suicide to save the ecosystem? You see what I mean? You know, at some point, I think it's fair to recognize, like, look, we've driven all of these predators out of this territory, so on and so forth. So now you got a bunch of prey animals that nothing is stalking or hunting. Domesticated cats, there you go. Now they're the predators, right? Now, instead of bobcats and mountain lions and wolves and coyotes and stuff, now you have domestic cats. Big deal. I mean, it's just not much of a big deal to me. Now, that's just me. You know, no offense to people who care about the ecosystem. And look, maybe I'm too ignorant about the importance or the impact. I know I am. I don't know the full impact the cats have on the ecosystem. And I'm quite sure, you know, having a healthy ecosystem benefits us in some way. I'm just saying right now at this stage of my learning, that's just not an issue with me. I'm far more concerned with the impact that dogs have on society, man. We're talking about overt physical attacks on human beings, on babies, on toddlers. It don't matter. These things they have their fecal matter floating literally through the air. They are extremely toxic, extremely dangerous. Excuse me if I focus on those creatures, right? Yeah, you know, yeah, not interested at all in catching. Yeah, tortured by cats. Poop under my window for no reason. Their parasites can cause cancer. Oh, well, look, I have a recommended channel on my channel, on the home page of my channel, where I recommend other people, well, I recommend visitors to other channels. Let me see if I can. Okay, yeah, let me show it to you. Let me share my screen here for those who haven't seen it. For those who haven't seen it. Right here. This is the home page of my channel. You scroll down, you'll see recommended channels. If you scroll over, you will see that one channel is titled Dump Dogs and Cats. So, you know, I'm not in this war between cats and dogs that seems to be going on. I'm in a war against dogs. That's my thing. That's what I do. If you want to fight against the existence of cats, knock yourself out. That is just not a fight that feels worthy for me. It's just not my thing. You know, if I were to do that, I would have to like start over with my research. Oh, now I got to research cats. Now I got to look at these statistics. I'm not about to do that. Not about to do that. But if you want to go that route, hey, knock yourself out. Let me change this back. But that was just a question of mine. Okay. All right. That is just curious. What about the impact that humans have on society, on the ecosystem? The Florida panther, I believe, is an endangered species. They once ranged throughout the southeastern United States, but now survives in a tiny area of South Florida, representing just 5% of its former range. Wow. It was listed as an endangered species in 1967 because of habitat destruction and fragmentation through urban sprawl. So we displaced several predators. What about them? What is this? San Quentin? Kit fox. By 1958, 50% of its habitat in California and Central Valley had been lost due to extensive land conversion for agriculture, pesticides, intensive land uses. By 1979, less than 7% of the San Quentin, how do you pronounce that? San Joaquin Valley's original wildland south had remained. So, I don't know. This is just a question that I posed. You know, it's something that made me scratch my head. Like, okay, if we need to do something with cats because of their impact on the ecosystem, they've only driven 63 species into extinction. Okay, so if they're having such a huge negative impact on the environment, then what type of impact are we as humans having? It has to be far greater than cats, right? Just a thought. It is just a thought. I don't want to get into no deep discussion about this. This is just a thought. And finally, people, listen, there are going, and I'm keeping an eye on this, there are going to be journalists who dabble in our talking points. See, these people are desperate for new articles to write, for developing stories, interesting stories. Many of them are going to dabble into our talking points. And I view this as a test by one of those journalists, titled, "Dogs Are Not Always a Man's Best Friend." Right? That sounds sort of like the narrative that you hear on this channel and other anti-dog channels. Right? Dogs are not always a man's best friend. Good article. Right? This was published November 29th, just yesterday. And they talk about the consequences of dog attacks can be grave. They talk about how many people get attacked, stuff like that. And basically, yeah, just trying to bring awareness to dog attacks. Like I said, most people are not even aware of the statistics that we sort of might take for granted now that we have memorized. You know, 4.5 million per year. And they talk about the damage that a victim, but this is what I don't like. It's all reactionary. How to react. See here, they talked about the damages a victim can sue for an animal attack. You can sue the owner of a dog for medical bills, lost wages, future plastic surgery costs, psychological counseling if applicable, pain and suffering. No, I want preventative measures. I want an environment that does not make these attacks possible. The environment that we create right now encourages dog attacks, facilitates them. It creates the perfect conditions for dog attacks. Not just dog attacks, but for dogs to attack kids. We create the best environment possible. And listen, I'm not exaggerating. Humans create the best environment possible for dogs to attack our babies, toddlers, kids. We not only bring them into our territory, we bring them inside of our homes. Let them off leash and we'll let them play with the kids. And then when they attack one of the kids or a baby, you want to point at the kid, say, oh, you were just misbehaving? No, parent, you brought a predator into the home. Somewhere a predator doesn't belong. It's that simple, dog nuts. Our kids don't belong with predators. They should not be befriending predators. You know, it's sad that anybody has to tell you that. And no matter what, if a child is attacked, it is never, I repeat, it is never, ever the child's fault. I want all you experts, you dog nuts, to hear that and understand it clear. It is never, ever the child's fault when they are attacked by a dog. It is always your fault and the dog's fault. You are to blame for bringing it around, and the dog is to blame for being a mutant, an overly aggressive, cowardly mutant that seeks to attack the weak and vulnerable more than any other demographic. Yes, I don't want to hear this nonsense. You want to place the blame on everything other than the dog itself. No, the dog itself is at fault. If it were a natural animal, it would have a mild temper. Okay, a mild temper. And you wouldn't have to worry about them attacking you or your family. Yeah, you know, I believe that number, it has to be increasing. Kitten points out that 4.7 dog bites per year hasn't changed in years. Say, I know it's a lie. I bet you anything it's a lie. Because you hear all the articles, dog attacks are increased. They have been increasing significantly over the past 20, 30 years. I mean significantly. There is no way that the dog bite incidents are the same today as they were 20 years ago. Not even possible. Not even possible. So yeah, I totally agree with that. That is a lie. They are undercounting these dog attacks. 100%. That's a real good point. Real good point to make. Because they're throwing that statistic around like it ain't nothing. Right? All right. Shout out to Ashley. She's about to get her research studying going. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Shouldn't be around. Yeah. Especially unsupervised. You know, and people, they don't even get prosecuted when they admit that they left the child alone with the dog. You can't call that an accident. That's reckless endangerment. Reckless endangerment. And those people should face charges the same way they would if the child got a hold of a gun that they left in reach of the child. 100%. So I just wanted to scream on that subject. It is so unacceptable how they insult our intelligence by putting in a photo of the ugliest organism to ever walk this planet in front of us, and then want to convince us and tell us that these things are attractive, beautiful, so on and so forth. Dog nuts. Cut it out. Cut it out. Humans, we have standards of beauty. And it applies to any living organism. Any living organism. Dogs are the exact opposite of everything we deem beautiful. 100%. So I hope you all will be able to join me on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade against these worthless mutants and their enabling owners.